many representatives do we have in the state of Illinois? 158?
Turn the mics all back on. Call the meeting to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Here.
Trustee LaRocca.
Here.
Trustee Geezer.
Here.
Trustee Frusloni.
Here.
Trustee Shorzy.
Here.
Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Here. Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. There a motion to approve our August 5th, 2019 special workshop.
So moved?
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frusloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Abstain?
Trustee Frusloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
There a motion to approve the minutes of our August 5th village board meeting.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Swarzy, seconded
Second.
by trustee Zalik. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Abstain?
Trustee Frusloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve but not release the executive session minutes of our August 5th, 2019 village board meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by trustee Frusloni, seconded by trustee McCarthy. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Abstain?
Trustee Frusloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Okay, under listening post, presentations of our 2019 summer concert raffle proceeds to local food pantries. We did this last year and we did it again this year, and we did 50-50 raffles at all the concerts, and I have to personally thank the board and the staff because they sold all the tickets. I mean, we even had some of the wives and some of the husbands jump in and help sell tickets, and that's wonderful. And because of that, we're able to make 5 presentations tonight of $1,000 each. We upped it from what we had of the 862 up to 1,000, a little over 1,000 for each one of the food pantries. And I know the work that they do because I've been in a few of them. I've been in more than a few of them. And there'd be people with nothing to eat if it wasn't for the food pantry. So with that said, we have the first, do we have a list of? I've got the checks, so I mean, I can just call the name out, so.
Yeah, if
So
you wanna
that would
call
be
them out.
Neighborhood Food Pantry? Neighborhood Food Pantry here? Now, trustee Geezer, you had a question you had first?
Well, I did. I've been involved with Neighborhood Food Pantry, like many of us have, and I had a chance to talk to Tom Norton before the meeting, and I asked him, we're very happy to give this donation, but how does that translate to servicing your clients? What does $1,000 do? How many meals would that provide?
I just did a quick recalculation with this new amount, thank you very much. And it basically, with our food recovery and donations, we're able to produce and distribute food for about 4.5 cents per pound, so less than a nickel. Therefore, this gift is worth over 18,000 meals. So thank you very much for that.
Say that again?
18,000 plus meals.
18,000 plus meals.
That's
Just
amazing.
because we as board members sold some tickets, we're helping.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
On behalf
And
of our
thank you
guests.
for doing what you do, and God bless you for doing what you do. There's 2 checks there, top one and the other one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Milton Township?
I believe Milton Township said they were unable to have a representative due to low staffing.
Maybe I'll just give them 1 check then. Give somebody that's here the other check. No, can't do that. Interfaith Food Pantry. Do you have the calculations like he had?
Does your numbers work about the
Well, I
same?
had to do some real quickly there.
Oh, my God, no kidding, I'm impressed.
We'll look at it from a little bit of a different perspective with what we spend on food. Most of our food is purchased from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. We also do receive food from food drives and other local donors. But with what we're able to purchase, we're going to be able to feed about 100 families for 2 weeks' worth of food. And so it makes a great deal of difference to us. And as you may know, we're here in Carroll Stream on South President Street. So we really appreciate this gift.
We appreciate it, and being you brought that up, Northern Illinois Food Bank is one of my favorite places to give money because you get a lot of that back. We may give it to them, and then they in turn give you a better deal on everything. People don't realize that. I've been to some of their fundraisers. They're fun to go to, and when you can do that and spend money knowing it's going to go to people that really need it, because that's what they do. That's a great thing, so. Here's your check. It'll just a hair over $1,000. There's 2 checks in there.
You.
Thank you.
They did, I mean, really, so thank you. Next is Bloomingdale Township Food Pantry. They're probably partying with the people from Milton Township tonight, okay? Not here, right? Okay, Wayne Township. All the townships are out, they must all be partying together tonight, that's good. That's another one of my favorite places. They got a girl in there that wins awards every year, almost, Juanita.
Mr. Mayor, can I say one more thing about this?
Sure, absolutely.
And everyone else has said this before, but since we're handing out the money today, thank you to the residents of Carroll Stream for purchasing tickets all summer long. So very generous community we have, so.
I'm sorry I let you talk, because that was going to be my finish.
Oh,
We
I'm
sold
sorry.
all the tickets, but if it wasn't for the residents and the people that come to everything that bought the tickets, we wouldn't have had the money.
And 3 different winners who gave either all or part back.
2 of the employees of this village won money and gave it all back. That is phenomenal to be able to do that. One was my secretary. I'm going to give these before right here.
Won twice.
Can we get a,
Also, would it be possible for us to get a picture with the food pantry representatives and the board as a
terrific.
group?
You guys come on
I
up.
think it's important to show everybody on Facebook how the community came together.
Put this behind the chairs, go back there.
Oh, I got my jacket.
Come on down.
oh, he got the memo on the color shirt.
Yeah.
Well done. No logos.
Come on in. There you go. The tall guys are all in the back. The short people got to stay in the front. This is an honor to give you that money, believe me.
1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for what you do, believe me.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you to your residents as well.
We have some fun things we can do too every once in a while. Very nice. Next is another fun thing. Presentation of Illinois Chiefs of Police Traffic Safety Challenge Judges Award. Scott Christensen, retired IDOT National Law Enforcement Liaison Program Coordinator. Take the mic, please.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the board and Mr. Mayor for your opportunity to be able to come and recognize your police department as well as your community. For those of you that are not aware, the Illinois Traffic Safety Challenge is a friendly statewide competition between similar size and type of agencies looking at their traffic safety programs. The program is coordinated, as you said, by the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. It is also supported by NHTSA grant, the Illinois Department of Transportation, and private entities. This program is a program that successfully recognizes agencies that implement sound policy, training, recognition programs, public information and education, and also targeted, data-driven enforcement. The program targets 4 major areas, which is impaired driving, occupant protection, speed, and distracted driving. These programs and the agencies are evaluated on their ability for innovative problem-solving and their ability to have impact on their community and make it a better place to live. I'm also your law enforcement liaison for your traffic safety grants, and just to mention, with, some of the stuff that your police department is doing is phenomenal work. You have one of the premier agencies in the state of Illinois, if not the premier agency. Just to let you know, I've been doing this job for quite some time, and I have the opportunity to go all parts of the state, see all different police departments, and by far, this is one of the best agencies, and you should be proud of them. The safety challenge, traffic safety challenge, provides law enforcement with the opportunity to make a significant difference in their communities. Winning programs effectively combine different strategies to reduce crashes and reduce injuries within their jurisdictions. This year, the Carroll Stream Police Department was recognized with the second place recognition in a championship category. All the winners from the previous year, and they won first place, go into a category called the championship category. Those are the best of the best. And they were judged this year second place in the championship category. We also have specialty awards for particularly good programs that they run, and they were recognized as the best in the state with their impaired driving program, occupant protection program, and distracted driving program. So they have a lot of awards that they got last week at an awards breakfast that they had in Tinley Park. The inscription on the award says the Carroll Stream Police Department. But Mr. Mayor, I heard you earlier in your previous meeting, you talked about how you guys are a team. You made mention of that. And tonight, while these awards say the Village of Carroll, or Carroll Stream Police Department, these are really village awards. If it weren't for the commitment of the command staff at the police department from the top down, also the village board, your village management team, the citizens of Carroll Stream supporting these programs, their program would not be as successful in a premier program in the state of Illinois. It's supported by your business community. So this truly is a community award. And so what I'd like to do at this time is we have the awards. If you could bring them forward, Mr. Mayor, if you'd come down, because these are community awards, I'd like to present these awards to you and the Chief of Police in recognition of the fine work that your community has done to make the roads safer.
I am not coming down.
You're not going to come down?
Because we're a team. Either we all come down or you come up here, because.
I think rather than have you come down, we'll come up here then.
And we're very proud of our police
Yeah, I just
department,
want-
believe me.
wanna
but
come up here.
It's not fair for me to be handed an award. I don't even when I go with them, and I missed this year,
Yep.
I don't go with them for any other reason to show support. I won't go on stage. I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to do anything. I'm just there because we love what they do.
Well, there's one other thing that I'd just like to mention also, is they, in addition to winning all these awards for their category and all these specialty awards, every year, the judges judge over a basically 3-day period, and we look at all the applications and programs across the state. And we get applications from all over the state, all different size agencies, and the judges look at that and they say, which agency has the most comprehensive, best program in the state of Illinois? And we call it the Judges Award, because we all look at what was there, we see everyone. And this year, Carroll Stream was selected by all the judges as having the most comprehensive program with the Judges Award. And this is the second time they've won this award in the last 6 years. You can only win it once every 5 years. My guess is that they had won it 5 years ago, first shot out of the box again, they won it again. So if we want to come up here and just, we can have the awards
Come up,
presented up
all of
here.
you. You
for
come
guys.
up too, because you're, yeah, absolutely. I'm just I'm fortunate I'm the mayor, that's all. Trying to get in here. Look at it, we got a whole handful of them here, look at, I'll hold one. You want to hold one, Matt? There you go, there you go. I got one, where's the big one? There you go. It's okay, Mary, you hold the big one, go ahead. You rode with the squad, so don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop it either.
Look at that, Johnny grabbed one too, look at
I was part of this. It got me. It was last year.
They wanted it in spite of him.
Right.
that. That's good, I like that. Okay.
One, two, three.
Hey, it's an Italian thing, man. You hug her, you've got to hug me. We got a problem.
I want this to be dropped.
So ultimately, this traffic safety challenge is about saving lives. There's a lot of good things that happen when you have a comprehensive traffic safety program. These awards, as you heard, are judged on a number of different things. This is not who writes the most citations, makes the most arrests. That's a small portion. We look at the comprehensive aspect of your program. And a lot of good things happen as a result of doing highway safety. You have less crashes, the crashes you have are less severe, and you're able to provide a great environment for the citizens of your community, the people that travel through your community, and the people that work in your community. And that's a result of your team effort for this. There's no doubt in my mind that your support of this program has saved untold lives over the many years that these programs come in there. And this is commendable to you and the citizens of Carroll Stream. One of the things that I would like to do today is, you talked about a team effort with that, and you have some awards there. Well, I have some pins here for the Traffic Safety Challenge that I want to give to the board for you guys in kind of recognition for your support of the programs that help make your community as safe and as good as it is. So with that, thank you very much for the opportunity. You guys are a great community, and you're one of the top.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Before you give the pins. So you talked about grants. You provide grants for them, don't you?
Yes, I'm the law enforcement liaison, and so the grant program is set up where it's through IDOT, and that's my,
So you're on our team.
absolutely.
I mean, because it is a team effort, because we
Yes.
couldn't afford to do everything we do if it wasn't for some of the grants. We can give them all the money in the world, but if they weren't qualified to do what they do, it would be throwing it away. And I'm sure a lot of towns do that. We're very proud of our police department. They do an excellent job for what they got to work with. As far as money for what they get done, we're very proud of our police department.
I will just tell you this, that I just ran this statistic tonight, and just so far, through this year, your grant enforcement aspect, this isn't taking into consideration the other enforcement aspects of what your police department is doing, has made, in addition to the enforcement and the DUI arrests and everything else that they're doing, they've made 150 other arrests of fugitives, felons, drug arrests, suspended drivers, any told number of people that are in your jurisdiction, driving on your streets and getting them off the streets before they commit crimes, before they're involved in other type of criminal activity and victimize people in your jurisdiction. And so that's just another thing. When's the last time you saw a burglar walking down the street with a 70-inch, LED TV? They don't. They drive to and from where they do these crimes, and they will take cars. Your department's stopping those people and getting them before they victimize the people of your town. And so it's commendable. Again, you guys are top-notch police department, top-notch village board, and village in general with your citizens. So with that, thank you very much, and I'd like to just come forward and give you these things.
I got a question. What happened to the cabinet? What happened to the cabinet with all the awards in it? It's going. Where's it going?
We're gonna be putting it up as soon as we get,
Oh, come on, we've been in here almost a year already. I want the cabinet put up. Jump in, and you might get some points from me if you put that cabinet up.
real briefly, in all seriousness, you guys do have a great police department, and I just want to thank our entire police department. Our guys men and women work so hard. patrol and all the other divisions. The things that we do are truly phenomenal. Our traffic unit, granted, you know, it's traffic. And over the years, we've had a lot of traffic officers. So you just can't say you just have a handful of motivated people. We have a lot of motivated people. We've had a lot of officers in traffic. And we really started upping the game, for lack of a better word, when John Jungers became traffic sergeant. And we started doing things out of the box. And then when he got promoted, Brian Cooper came in, and he upped it some more, and we're doing more things out of the box. And now we have Sergeant Cleaver, who's raised our educational game. And if it wasn't for their continuous leadership and the similar styles and how they do things, which is very important in law enforcement, our traffic unit wouldn't have continued to do what it does. And the only constant recently is Dan Staffy. He's known now throughout the state, a lot of parts of the country, and he truly is a leader in law enforcement and the DRE program and combating this cannabis and opioid deal that's going on. And it filters down to the guys in the back and the women in the back, because our officers, you know, they follow the lead, and I just can't say enough. So I just
It's
wanna say
amazing,
thank you.
Chief, when you think that you hit a level that's really good, and then it goes up a notch, and then up a notch, and up a notch, and that's what you've continued to deliver.
Yes, you've given them a little leeway, and it's amazing what they can do. It really is. So, and I want to thank you all.
Thank you,
And
Chief.
Sergeant Cleaver wants to say something.
Oh.
For some strange reason.
You got to bring the kid with you, though. I love his son. Where's my Facebook buddy?
I'm kind of going to reiterate the things that have already been said, but I feel privileged to be able to be in charge of the traffic unit at this point, because following the footsteps of Deputy Chief Jungers, Commander Cooper, it's not easy, especially when those expectations are set so high that me coming in as a new sergeant 3 years ago, it was a daunting task. But the passion that I have for traffic safety, the passion I have for protecting the residents of this village, it goes beyond that. And it's not just mine. These awards are not just for the police department like we talked about. It's everybody, from public works to engineering to you all to even IT, using data to drive our decisions now. It's a big deal. And we couldn't do those things without all those people working together. I've had the privilege of going across the nation now to talk about our enforcement programs, whether it's distracted driving, impaired driving, speaking at conferences, that there's people from all over the country that are invested in traffic safety. And talking about our enforcement programs and telling them the one constant is this. I tell them at the beginning that I can show you a lot of things that we do in Carroll Stream, but what I can't do is change the mind of your village board. We can't do what we do without the support of you guys. I know you take a lot of phone calls. I know you have a lot of emails. I know there's a lot of things that go into it, and you guys trust us to do our jobs. These awards are only one part of the actual reward that we get for doing what we do. And the one thing that I use in all my presentations, and the one thing I tell you all to use as well, is that if you look at our statistics for crashes that involve fatalities, so fatal crashes in all the agencies around us, we are by far the lowest. The lowest agency for fatalities that's next to us is Bloomingdale with 7 in the past 10 years, and we've had 2 in the past 13. So those numbers don't lie. These programs that we're utilizing, they work, and those statistics say so. So I always put that up in a big screen at the end of my presentation, is if you can get everybody on board and everybody working together, you can reap the benefits of it, but you have to put the work in. Again, this is beyond the traffic unit, it's all of the police department. They go in, day out, and they do their jobs very well. But I couldn't be up here and not send a shout out to the guys that work in the, guys and girl that work in the traffic unit. The hours that we spend at this place it's unbelievable. Our families sacrifice for it. Sometimes our limbs sacrifice. I'll tell you the story later, for traffic safety. But even this Saturday, we did a DUI patrol. We slept on the floor of the office for 3 hours to go back out there to do the car show and to do the rollover simulator. Those are the things that we do, and it's more than just about us. It's about protecting the community, and really it's making all of us look good, and everybody's part of that. So thank you guys for your continued support. We appreciate it, and we're hoping to continue the legacy here, and next year maybe do even better. Although, Scott, I don't know, has anybody won that many awards at one traffic safety challenge?
I think you're the top.
So there you go. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, motion to adjourn.
Can we check, is there any address for the audience? I don't think so.
There was no. There was none, right? Okay. I'm joking. Okay. Okay, where are we here? Lost my place. Okay. That being done, there is no audience participation. Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Swarzy. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Laraca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. Under staff reports and recommendations, number one, award of contract, 2019 pavement patching contract to Chicagoland Paving Contractors, Inc., at the bid unit price submitted of $40,000.
Yes.
Yes.
Number two, award of contract sidewalk mud jacking services to b and B Concrete Lifting, Inc. in the amount of $48,500.
Yes.
Yes.
Under resolution, we have a resolution accepting a grant to stormwater management and conveyance easement and utility easement 180 Kehoe Boulevard.
Yes.
Yes.
That's Resolution 3103. Number two, resolution declaring surplus property owned by the Village of Carroll Stream.
Yes.
Yes.
That is Resolution 3104. Under new business, one, raffle license application, humanitarian service project.
Yes.
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 Number two, raffle license application, Covenant Living at Windsor Park.
Yes.
Yes.
Under payment and bills, we have number one, regular bills, August 6, 2019 through August 19, 2019.
Yes.
Yes.
Number two, addendum warrants, August 6, 2019 through August 19, 2019.
Yes.
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 And under report of officers, we have the treasurer's report, revenue, expenditure statement, and balance sheet, month ended July 31, 2019.
Received.
Received.
Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
Moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Laraca, seconded by trustee Giesers. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Laraca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Fruzloni, seconded by trustee Laraca. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Laraca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Laraca, report of officers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a huge thank you to all the residents of Carroll Stream for donating and buying the raffle tickets at the concerts. And thank you to the food pantries for providing the meals that you do to the residents of Carroll Stream. Another huge shout out to the police department for the awards. You guys are absolutely amazing. And Chief, fireballs for everybody. I have a question. Since the law has changed about cell phones, driving with cell phones and texting, have the fines increased at all? Same amount? Because I think the new law has had a fertilizer or something, because I can't tell you how many people I see driving with the cell phones in their hands, and they're talking on a cell phone or texting on a cell phone. I swear, it's like a fertilizer, and people don't even want to try and hide it. Stay off the cell phones, drive. Well, it really got aggravated. I saw a lady texting while she was driving, and there was a child in the back. Drives me nuts, and I notice it more and more all the time. So please stay off your cell phones. It's not worth it. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your purse. Don't have it in your hand. That's all I have.
Thank you, trustee Laraca. Trustee Giesers.
Thank you very much. I, too, would like to congratulate the police department. Great work, as always. But we expect that from you, so I think that's probably one of the reasons, because we have expectations. We as a community have expectations, and you guys exceed them, so thank you very much. Also, it feels so good when we're able to give some money to the less fortunate, to these food pantries that are doing so much good work. We live in such a terrific county and a terrific community, and you don't always think about that there are people doing, not doing as well, that there is food insecurity right here in DuPage County. So it's really terrific that these groups are able to service those communities, and we're able to help a little bit. So thank you to them, and thank you to the residents. Just want to mention a couple things coming up within the community. I see signs over by Glenbard North High School. They're having a pancake breakfast coming up this Saturday for the athletic boosters, so that's usually a great time. So people, if you have an opportunity, stop on by that. Also, if you have ever wanted to visit the St. Stephen Cemetery in Carroll Stream, it's a pioneer cemetery. There will be a ceremony on September 9th where you'll be able to get into this pioneer cemetery at 11 o'clock on September 9th. And there was some excitement going on in Carroll Stream today. The mayor and I had a chance to stop over at the fire station on Coon Road. They were shooting an episode of Chicago Fire. So Carroll Stream is gone Hollywood. So everybody is now allowed to wear sunglasses tomorrow. So, but that was very cool to see them shooting in Carroll Stream. And we had a chance to talk to Chief Hoff, and he was saying the crew was very impressed with the facility. This may not be the last time they come to visit Carroll Stream. So that is my report.
Thank you, Trustee Geiser. Thank you for being out there too today. Trustee Swarzy, you're the fireman. huh?
Thank you.
See, we're all
Yeah,
happy, huh?
well, I stole your thunder, Rick stole my thunder. I had to park across the street. I couldn't even go to work today, and they made me walk across the street because there was no room to park, so. But it was actually very cool. I'd like to also congratulate the PD, and there were a lot of thank yous going around, and I think one thank you that needs to be said is the leadership starts at the top, Chief Saylor, and your management style, your dedication, your experience, your expertise, it all starts at the top. And if you weren't doing the things you're doing, you got morale, high, you got the work that they're doing is just excellent. And so just thank you very much for everything you do. One more thing about the fire and the Water Reclamation Center, just an early shout out. It's only a month and a half away, but the Carroll Stream Fire District Open House and the Water Reclamation Center Open House be held on October 5th, Saturday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And next month we'll talk a little more about that. So. And I do want to say this, we had a discussion, an earlier meeting tonight talking about different revenue sources and things like that. Regardless of what happens, it's still important to shop in Carroll Stream. We still need the tax dollars, the sales tax dollars, to help pay for the things that we have here in town, so please shop in Carroll Stream.
See, those are the things that, when you say that, when you think about it, even the loss of your landline costs us money. You go to a cell phone, we get less money. And you buy gas out of town, we get less money. I mean, people just take for granted, they don't even think of things like that. So, thank you for saying that. Trustee Zalik?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I'd like to recognize the generosity of the Carroll Stream community at the town center for the concerts. It's very humbling to see people, their hard-earned money, donating it, and then when they win half the prize or whatever, half the pot, they donate most, if not some of it back. And I'm proud to say that I'm a Carroll Stream resident. Second of all, being part of the police for so many years, I too, with Mr. Mayor, attended some of the traffic safety challenge functions, and there are a lot of police departments in different different police departments that go for the award. And it's very, I was proud to be a police officer, and I don't know if some of the residents like me in the rearview mirror, but I was there to do a job, and I know the importance of getting off those cell phones, obeying the speed limits, and buckling up. Because when he said, you know, our town around us had 7 fatals in 10 years, and we've had 2 or 3 in 13, that says a lot. And the residents and I am proud of the police department. Keeping up with traffic, the school started. So slow down in residential areas and tell your kids to look both ways. I think that was like one of the things that my parents told me, look both ways before you cross the street. I think that kind of went by the wayside. It's always the car's fault but tell your kids not to run into the street. Now that school started, school bus law. Just know that when you are approaching a school bus in a 2-lane roadway with 1 lane going in each way, you must stop for the school bus to load and unload students. Okay, so let's be careful around school buses and schools especially. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Zalet. And just to expand on what you just said, it's just not local police departments that are there. It's the state police, the sheriff's departments from all over the state. It's just not like local or from around here. The room would have between 400 and 500 people in there, all trying to win those awards. So my hat is off to you. Thank you. Trustee Frizzolini.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't know that I could say anything more about how wonderful our police department is. I support our police department 100%. This past weekend, I have 3 boys, and my children have been asking if they can do ride-alongs. My youngest son is a little too young still, but my middle son asked, and I said, sure, before you go back to school, I'll set something up. So he went out last Friday night. He was supposed to be out from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and at 3 a.m. he's not home, and at 3:30 a.m. he's not home. And as a parent, I'm thinking, well, I can't call the police because he's with them. So I texted him and asked when he was coming home, and he walked in about 5 minutes to 4 and I knew why he was out so late, and I knew that there was going to be a really good story behind, you know, what was going on with the particular, I assumed it was an arrest that was going on, that he was able to not only witness, but kind of absorb, because he hears me talking, but until he witnessed it, he's still talking about it. It was a phenomenal experience for a college student. And he's going to take the knowledge that he learned in those 6 hours, and he's going to go back and he's going to tell his friends at school. And I think it makes a big impression on someone who's 19 years old to be able to be not only a leader amongst his friends, but to tell him, I saw this firsthand, and this was a really great experience. So I want to thank the police department for allowing him to do that right along. This past Saturday, we had a event. We actually had 2 events going on at Town Center. We had a bags tournament for kids that I'm sure Trustee McCarthy is going to talk about. That was raising money for Special Olympics. We also had our 2nd annual Squads in the Center. What a great event. I mean, we had police agencies from around the area come, and they brought vehicles, and there was a contest for the nicest, whatever, police car. I didn't even hear who won, honestly. There was trophies. But what was really, I think, really impressive was it wasn't just one part of the police department that was out there. It wasn't just the traffic unit. It wasn't just special operations. The guys from the street were coming, and they were walking around, and they were taking pictures with families, and the families really, I mean, they enjoyed it to the point where we had a thunderstorm come in on top of us, and people didn't leave. I mean, they stayed. They took shelter where they could take shelter, and when the skies cleared and the sun came back out, people came back out to the event, and it was fantastic to see that. So I think where we mentioned that the traffic unit is really increased public education, what a phenomenal event. I just want to mention there's 2 more Special Olympics events that are going to be coming up. One on August 29th at Culver's. Again, we're trying as a police agency, but also as a community, to help raise as much money as we can for Special Olympics. And then at Town Center on, I believe it's September 7th, it's the first Saturday of September, they're going to be doing a Jeep show at Town Center. Again, a fun event. I know that they're working on getting the motorcycle and the ATV that's being auctioned off for Special Olympics that they've been selling the raffle tickets for. So I think it's really cool that Special Olympics says, hey, if you have an event, we'll bring these, really cool pieces of equipment out to help you raise money. So please come out, because I know our police department is, again, across all divisions, they're going to come out and to support Special Olympics. The last thing I want to mention is we also have another award-winning part of the extension of the police department, and that's our CERT team. Our CERT team is our Community Emergency Response Team, and we're a group of, for lack of a better term, we're a group of trained first responders, and we have been asked as a team to participate in the Prairie State Challenge. The Prairie State Challenge is a challenge where other CERT teams from around the state are invited to compete against each other. In the past, our CERT team has done exceptionally well, and then through budget cuts, the Prairie State Challenge kind of went on a hiatus for about 3 years. It turned into just a training opportunity, but then IEMA decided that they wanted to bring it back as an actual challenge. So we have put together a team of 12 CERT members that have competed in the past, and on September 21st, we're going to go and compete. Last time, we took second place, so we have our eye on bringing back our first place award, because we've won first place in the past. So our goal is that we're going to bring first place back to Carroll Stream. So we have some upcoming trainings that we're going to be doing, and we really have picked, I think, a really strong team that works exceptionally well with each other. And we've learned that through working with the police department, working through the fire department, through the different trainings we do. So I'm looking forward to competing and bringing back, hopefully, first place again. So with that, I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frusloni. Trustee McCarthy.
First off, residents, the 50/50 raffle, everybody was awesome. How giving everybody was. You'd walk by and they'd buy tickets from Rick, and then they'd say, hey, I'll buy some from you. And then John Managini had come by and they'd buy them from them too. And then, again, we had a number giving back. So, again, thank you very much, and thank you to the food pantries for doing what you do. And speaking of the concerts, it was a great year, and all the village staff who showed up, they show up on their own time. And I want to personally thank everybody who's been out there. You guys we had all the easy stuff to do. We just had to blabber on and on the microphone. So, seriously, thank you everybody who was out there and who had a part in it. I thought it was a fantastic year. Tia, great job on the music. It was just a fun year and just a lot of fun bands, and everybody really seemed to have a really good time. Trustee Zalek mentioned school safety. And we tend to mention this a lot, and I think we mention it because we drive by and notice crosswalks. If there's somebody in the crosswalk, stop your car. I constantly go down Coon and Lies, and you go to stop and somebody's beeping their horn behind you because you stopped to let somebody cross the road where they belong. It drives me nuts. Just stop. And people who are driving their kids to school, please make sure to follow whatever rules each school has of driving in and out. We tend to hear about some of the craziness that goes on of people turning left when that's right turn only, or turning right when it's left turn only. Just follow the rules. It makes it simple. The police department, congratulations on all your awards, your well-deserved awards. You hear traffic safety and you hear, DUI enforcement, impaired driving enforcement, and that's wonderful stuff. But there's also another side to them. Trustee Frusloni mentioned the squads in the center, which also piggybacked the Helping Kids Bags Tournament. The first year we've tried this. A couple of the Bags for Life team members, Trustee Frusloni, our clerk Laura, and her husband Paul, and myself, we were out there helping John Jungers and Julie Johnson and the Johansson family, and then all the police volunteers who were out there. I don't know what the total is yet, but what it did is there's a bunch of kids who came out and had fun. And one of the moms actually came up with a great idea. And so next year, whatever kids team wins takes on a cop team. Oh, yes. I think we'll have a little fun with that.
Can I pick the cops?
But it's just great seeing you guys out in the public, just, having fun with residents. And people sometimes miss that. And if you have the opportunity, go hang out with the cops at one of these events, because because they're a fun group that wants to do really good things. So I really want to thank you guys. The only other thing I wanted to mention, because it's been mentioned about 10 times tonight, we had a workshop meeting where we're going to have some tough decisions to make. But then we had some listening post presentations that were really good. And the word that kept coming back time and time again is team. It was team and we. There was no I's or you or them. And this village works together, whether it's the police, administration staff, the board, the mayor. We work as a team, and I'm really proud to be part of said team. So I'm going to leave my report at that.
Thank you, and I'm glad you're part of the team. Well, village attorney, I usually ask if you have anything to say. So Mr. Rhodes is off on a big vacation for all the money we pay him, I'm sure. So do you have anything you'd like to add?
Mr. Rhodes did ask that I convey to the board. Last board meeting, he mentioned the Verizon Wireless small cell contract would likely be coming soon. It's his intent, it'll be at the next board meeting, so
That would be wonderful.
that's the report from the
Thank
village
you.
attorney's
That was
office.
very good. Do you have anything to say about the police department? I know you would have said congratulations.
Absolutely, congratulations to the department.
Okay, we don't need him back. You can come back next time then, too. Our village manager?
I just have two items. Just a reminder that the village offices will be closed on September 2nd in observance of Labor Day. Garbage pickup will be delayed one day, and the next regular board meeting will be on that Tuesday, September 3rd. And then our police department will be performing car seat safety checks on September 21st at the town center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's it?
That's it. And ditto with all the other things that were
There you
said
go.
by the village board.
Oh, you made it right under the wire. It's 8:31. You said we'd be done at 8:30. Well, I've got about an hour I want to talk, so. I think I've said, oh, I'm sorry, Laura, did I miss you?
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, God. I got so excited with the
Writing.
young attorney at the end. I was just- Go ahead.
No, it's just basically, it's the same as everybody else has been saying. I always boast about our police department. I do brag, we have the #1 DUI officer working for us because I'm quite proud of it. And I love it when people want to complain about our police department, because all I say is, hey, look, all you gotta do is follow the law. And then they're not gonna be on your backs or anything. So, but I'm very proud of them, and also just keeping the military in your mind, and all of our first responders, police, fire, and everyone. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help and for your husband for all his extra help.
You're welcome. Thank
You
you.
mentioned John Menegany. John is one of our board members on another committee, and everybody kind of pitches in. They're all willing to go out and help and do whatever they could, which is good. I'm just the lucky guy to be sitting in the middle, to have a board like this and have a staff. We don't always agree, but at the end, we come to the same conclusion. We all give a little, we all take a little, but the bottom line is what's good for the people of this town. And from the day that I sat down here as a trustee, I don't even know how long ago, was it 13, 16, 17 years ago? I don't even remember now. When I was with the fire department before that, it was the same thing. People come first. Always put the residents first, and that's what I love about this board, is they put the residents first. It's never about us. There's a lot of things we'd like to write those checks out for $5,000 apiece. And then somebody, I think trustee Fruzalone said, or somebody said, we could borrow the money. I mean, but that's not what we do. She knows that. We don't do that. That's why she brought that up. We could have borrowed the money to build this building instead of paying for it. But that's not what we do. What we do is we do the best we could with what we got to work with. And it's been like that since the day that I came in here, when Ross was the mayor, the 6 years I spent with him, and now the 13th year that I'm going in as being mayor. And I'm very proud of that, because that's why we've been able to get by without a property tax for all these years. Now we're coming into a situation where we're struggling right now. We're okay now, but we will be struggling 2 years, 3 years from now to keep the quality of life the way it is in Carroll Stream right now, the roads in the condition that they're in, and the services that we provide. And that may change if we don't figure out a way to have more income. We don't know what the state's taking away. I got our finance guy, I ask him all the time, you probably are watching this on TV and you're gonna hear me. How do you do a budget when you don't even know how much money you got to work with? Because the state's not telling them, this is what you're gonna get, go ahead and do your budget. We just did our budget 3 months ago. And now we're already back into the budget thing because we don't even know how much money we're gonna have. So it's important that we stay together as a team, we look outside the box. You know, we're fortunate that we've got a police department, but you know, we're fortunate because we all work together. All of the villages around us, except for one, and I won't mention any names, we all get along good. We all work together. We share resources together. These people from the food pantry, the ones from the interfaith stuff, and I meet with and I'm proud to say it, I meet with any priest or any pastor that wants to meet every 3 months. I meet with 12 to 15 of them and just sit and share. We share drug stories, we share people stories, we pray together, and and they're not all the same denomination, so that's not what we're doing. It's like, just to try and make this a better place. And that, I'm very proud of. With that, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy and everybody on this side. So, who was it? Geezer? Okay, trustee Geezer. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Keiser.
Aye.
Trustee Frisoni.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarze.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.